Greetings, I am Quinn, and I have been inspired by this Steemit 15-minute food challenge, and also by the Garden of Eden and the Eden Knights, who in 15 minutes made quite a delectable and extraordinary feast on an outdoor kitchen. And so I'm going to put myself to the test, and I am going to attempt to make two dishes. I'm going to make a fully loaded egg burrito, tortillas, eggs, cheese, salsa, pico de gallo, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, salt, jalapenos, chives. And I'm also going to make a dessert. And the dessert that I'm going to make is a banana ice cream. So in 15 minutes, from as soon as we start here, that will be my task. And I love challenges, and I love Steemit. Alright, ultimately that's why I'm doing this right now. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1. So normally I don't have super time restraints on what I prepare, and so it's not that big of a deal. So when there are time restraints, you have to consider all the factors involved. And so I know for a fact that what I have to do is get things started cooking that are going to take longer before I do other things. So I'm going to save my ice cream for the end, and going to get these eggs whipped and started. Again, I'm going to attempt to prepare a lot more than just for myself. Got these nice brown eggs, got these nice white eggs. Okay, so that's a pretty good amount there. And I've got all these onions. And let's see here, pull out an Epic handmade knife. Now the smaller the pieces are, the easier they're going to be to cook, the less time they'll take. You also have to take into account how well done you want them to be. Now, I'm not going to have time to do like fully sauteed onions. I'm just going to have to do like pan-fried, pan-seared onions. So I need to get this pan on here. I need to get this fire cranked up really good. Going to put a bunch of this super brush twig in there, which will fire it up extremely quickly. Tack a little bit of paper behind it. Put some of this 2x4 and jam it all in. And then give it a little oxygen. This rocket stove works extremely well. Obviously this is a little bit harder than turning a nozzle on a propane. Once I get it going, it's going to go really good and really fast. In fact, I think right now I'm already probably golden. So I've got that. Add all these onions first, searing them. A little bit of oil in here. So I'm a little behind. Starting the fire took slightly longer than I'd hoped. And I also should have got these onions on there a little bit sooner. That's going to be fine there. The other thing I'm going to want to put on there is these mushrooms. Mushrooms cook quite a bit quicker than the onions do. I actually like to cut things somewhat different sizes. That way you actually get different textures. You get some mushrooms that are more done than others. For really good food, I find that the more variance you have, the more variety, the more texture, the more contrast, the more exciting and enjoyable it is. So I'm going to have cooked vegetables in here with different sizes, so different levels of cooked. And then I'm also going to have fresh vegetables in here that are uncooked. So I'll have both of those elements. We'll throw these mushrooms in here. I'm going to put the lid on. And let that go. These are eggs. What's my time?
5 minutes. Gone.
5 minutes, okay.
5 minutes gone.
So I'm actually doing really well. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes for these eggs to cook. So I'm actually going to let those veggies roar there just a bit. Got some cheese here. And I'm always a fan of more cheese than less cheese. And this cheese I'll just wait pretty much to put on towards the end. Otherwise you run the risk of burning it and sticking it to the pan. And it's already quite soft, so it'll melt pretty easily. So basically I have all that ready to go. Now I'm going to start on the dessert before I get too far behind. Give that one a stir. It's looking good. It's not burning. So I've got some frozen bananas here, and it's a really amazing thing because bananas are really easy to freeze. They're really cheap, and actually these are all 100% bananas that would be otherwise wasted. They're bananas that are too brown. They're being gotten rid of because they don't sell. And so these are actually trash saved, waste saved. And because they're frozen, you don't have to go through all the process of making ice cream. And as long as you have a Vitamix, you can blend it up. It's sort of like a cheat code. But I'm just going to use some coconut milk here. So I'm going to make a banana coconut milk. It's gonna be loud. Okay, so when you're doing this, you want to have just enough liquid to blend it, so that it's still like really icy. And it's better to add more as you go than rather to have added too much. So that's just about perfect. It's going to be super icy and cold. It's pretty thick still. I'll grab this, bring it over here. I'm going to check on these veggies. Give it one more stir. They're looking good. hour time starts to run out, I'm going to pour these eggs. And I really like mine to be heavy on the vegetables. Set that aside
Okay,
there.
you have 6 minutes left.
6 minutes, easy. So they're already starting to scramble because I've got a nice hot pan. That rocket stove just works like a charm. I'll leave that there. Gonna dice up these tomatoes. In the Garden of Eden, we cook on these outdoor kitchens pretty much every day of the year. Put 40,000 free meals last year. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of hours out in this kitchen. Again, we're operating at a -0 carbon footprint. All the fuel for every single thing we cook would otherwise be trash that is being saved. Our stove, our ovens are all built by hand from earth and materials. Not all of our food, but a lot of our food is grown right here, beyond organic, wild crafted. All the rest of the food would otherwise be trash. It's things past expiration dates, you know, grocery stores, all sorts of things that would otherwise be getting rid of it because they can no longer use it, but yet still prime if you can use it that day or if you can process it. Okay, so I've got all these toppings here. Check on this. Keep it from burning. As long as I don't fuck up, everything is golden now.
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes, plenty of time. I think I could actually use a better utensil. Probably something more like this, the right tool for the job. See, so I might as well start plating this just in case I'll end up running out of time. So I guess it's going to be a little bit more like a smoothie. My bananas weren't quite as cold as I wanted them to be, but the colder they are, better it is. I'm going to put on a little mint chocolate on the top here. A little bit more because chocolate is awesome. And I'm going to put some of these glazed pecans. I'm a big fan of the toppings, so more the better.
3 minutes.
And then I've got some chocolate mint here. Which I'll just sprinkle on the top. Gives it a nice fresh aspect, zest. That's going to be most excellent indeed. Give it a little character there. Come over for my final stirs. My rocket stove, one last blast of fuel here. Add a little rocket fuel. Mm. 2 minutes, perfect. So pretty much at this point I've got to stir it consistently, otherwise I'm going to be in danger, especially with a rocket stove this hot. run back to this so I can scrape the bottom. Lost an onion. That'll be for me. Okay, starting to get some slightly brown pieces. And I also have a cast iron pan here, so it's going to hold its heat for quite some time. So I'm actually going to pull this off and let it rest.
30 seconds.
Tomatoes, cheese, greens, salsa, pico de gallo.
Time.
Bam. One perfectly, fully delicious burrito. 100% sustainable, super delicious, 15 minutes. And I've got quite a bit more here than for myself, so I shall go surprise everybody else with dessert. Again, we've got our banana, pecan, and cinnamon.
It's on the small table.
Cinnamon here. All right. May it be worthy. Bless.